All right. Hope everyone can see my screen. Welcome to Multimodal Weekly. This is a virtual webinar series hosted by a team here at TwelveLabs. For some of you who are new to us, we are a startup that focuses on building multimodal video understanding. This is a community initiative that I've been running for about 3+ years now. And on a weekly basis, we discuss a variety of different topics related to technology that our company is focusing on. So, research in the domain of multimodal AI and foundation models, partners, customers sharing different applications that they build in different verticals. The developers, community members share different projects and that they build on top of our technology, right, etc. These are some samples, topics that we cover over the last month or so. You can see there's a very different application with our technology, ranging from education to marketing to social media, healthcare, video editing, sports, etc. So super excited for the session today. So we have a variety of different projects has been built with our technology from some of our recent developer engagement in different cities. So we'll start off with Camille and Mark, who's going to be presenting the project called Brand Unsafe, which is an application that can scan video footage for potentially problematic brand logos and product placement. So it was built during the recent LA hackathon back in March. Second, we'll have Aditya and Pankhuri, who will present PitLane AI, which an application that can bring professional grade race engineering to every car driver. So this is another project that was built from the hackathon that we did in Northeastern in early April. Third, we'll have Uday, Arhana, and Antara, who will present WeSeeOn, which is an application that can transform table tennis into a non-visual and sensory-driven experience. So this was built during the UCSD hackathon that we was a sponsor back in early April. And then finally, we have Alex, who's also engaged on our LA Media Entertainment event back in March, who will present Clear, which is a monetization protection tool for the entire content ecosystem. So yeah, you can see that we have a pretty good solid content for today. For the attendees, feel free to send your question on the Zoom chat, ask the speaker present, and then they can either answer interactively or provide answer async after they finish. So with that, I will stop sharing my screen and I'll pass the mic to Camille and Mark to get started.
Thank you, James.
Hi, thank you, James. So let's see here. Oops. I'm trying to get the screen open. All right, can everyone see the screen?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. For some reason it's not going. Let's see here. All right. Is it up now? For some reason it's not working on my end. Let's see here.
I can try sharing it.
Okay, yes, yeah. Do you mind, Mark? Sorry
Yeah,
about that.
no worries. Let's see if I can do this.
Yep, I can see it.
Okay. So let me start from the top.
All right. Okay, so here we go. So our project focuses on the growing challenge in digital video. So that is brand safety and compliance. As content production scales, teams are dealing more with compliance risk, regulation, and contextual decisions that are becoming more difficult to review manually. So Mark can explain more about what he has built.
Yeah. Um, this is our team. I'm Mark, University. The hard thing about making a creative tool is you want a tool that people will actually use. And there's already a lot of good tools out there. And the cost of switching tools is very high for a lot of teams. So even if you make an incredible software, if the cost of switching from something else is too high, a lot of teams aren't going to use it. So we really want to meet video editors where they were at. And we found Frame.io to be one of the most popular um, platforms. And so we want to integrate our tool into Frame.io. So what our solution does is when an editor or team uploads their content to Frame.io, it gets sent off to our API and our database, and it passes through some of the TwelveLabs models. We have brand guidelines that are stored in JSON files, and we use two passes of different TwelveLabs models. We use one, which is Marengo, and that scans each frame and it looks for things like the brand logo, things that should be flagged visually. And then it uses Pegasus to understand the video and analyze the context to actually detect, oh, is this a violation? Does this go against anything in the guidelines directly? Um, then that compliance report is posted directly to frame.io. We have a custom dashboard where brand managers can approve or reject changes or flag things, but the comments all live and are hosted in frame.io. So yeah, like I said, the video is uploaded to Frame, that fires the webhook, that triggers the process that scans it, and then it's verified, and then the report is posted back to frame.io. Video editors and content managers can see things on both sides.
And so here we have some examples of different brands in films. And the first one here is Wolf of Wall Street. Um, if you've seen the movie, Leonardo DiCaprio, he is high on drugs, he's evading the FBI, he's committing fraud, all while wearing a pair of Nike Cortez shoes, which goes against their image of achievement and aspirations. And our second example here is Starbucks in the film Idiocracy. Initially, Starbucks gave the film permission to use their products, but when the company saw the final cut before distributing into theaters, they noticed that their product was placed with prostitution services. And so with that, they had a limited release for the film. And yeah, it was just an example of the brand not being aware of what's being shown. And our other example is Peloton in Sex and the City. Again, Peloton agreed to be used in their final episode. But what they didn't know was that one of the characters, Mr. Big, was going to die of a heart attack while riding one. So, with that, their stocks dropped overnight by 11%. And so, everyone on social media and the company were like, oh my goodness, what happened? So, with trying to save the brand, they came out with a crisis ad within 48 hours.
Now I'll show a little clip of what it actually looks like. Sorry. Um, so cannot show the live website. Website's currently down. The railway trial ended. But here you can see our dashboard. Um, you have you can upload to the queue, you can upload the video directly. Look, it's me. And you can select which policy you want to verify and check against. And then that will show you the process. It will show you when it's indexing and analyzing. and then you'll get a summary. And so this is all in our own dashboard. But then once you have it integrated with frame.io, you can create a new project and you can upload your footage directly into Frame, and it will do the same thing there. You'll see it upload, and then it will show back up in the dashboard. It will flag which sections need review. So, for example, Leonardo crawling his way into his Lamborghini wearing his Nike Cortezes might not be the best look for Nike. And then that will show back up in frame.io. So this is back in Frame, and you can see the two comments that it flagged that needs reviewing. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you.
That's Brand Unsafe.
All right, thanks, Scott. Yeah, if there's no question from the audience, I guess we can just move on to the second group. So yeah, Aditya and Pankhuri, do you guys want to start sharing your screen?
Okay. Can you guys see it?
Yep.
Okay. So, yeah, we are PitLane AI. I'm Aditya, as James mentioned. I am a student in Northeastern, and Pankhuri, is she
Hi, I'm
unmuted?
Pankhuri. I'm a grad student at Northeastern as well.
So both of us met PitLane AI, and before I uh, did tell you guys about what it is, let me just ask you a simple question. If you're seeing this farting image, can you tell what this driver is doing wrong by just looking at this 10-second clip? Where did he make the mistakes in the turn, or how could he have improved his lap time? So if this driver also wanted to know this answer, he would have has to pay a $2,000 fee, coaching fee, to a person who will look at this 10-second video, and then will tell him some pointers on where he made a mistake and how he could have improved it. But using 12 labs models, I can just tell you these answers in 10 seconds. There's the same clip, and yeah, it's just gonna take few seconds. Yeah, and like this, here can tell you that he break little late in around this time section. He was he was late breaking in around this timing. He was a little late. So in just 10 seconds, it can tell you, it could have told the driver on where he made the mistake and how he could have improved it, and on number of different techniques, not just on braking, on racing line, on throttles, traction, car control, a lot of different stuff. So this is what PitLane AI is.
And we are utilizing the 51 plugin where we are feeding all the data. Next. So that's where it all started. So to set the base, we know that F1 is spending a huge hundreds and millions of amount of data just to understand the data, where it flows into data per race weekend, engineers involved, and the salaries, the simulators and sensors involved. So these are few of the numbers floating around. Next. So yeah, it starts in a cart and it costs everything when it comes to the monetary level, the hourly rates, the per day engineer salaries, the telemetry which goes into setups, and the onboard video review. So the market is huge here. And this is like PitLane AI is one-stop solution for making a video analysis platform where any driver is simply uploading their onboard lab and getting the real race engineering feedback in just 3 steps, where he's uploading any lab, AI watching it, and he's getting coached with the feedback based on the timestamps, the scores, and what should be the actionable items.
So yeah, and this is a little demo on what PitLane AI can do. So we have two sections. One is a karting and one is gaming. But let's start with the karting first. So it's the same video, but it's a longer version of this. So you just click one here just to do analysis, and we have four features. So the one is where we saw a little bit of finding the errors, what error the driver made, and we are basically we're using both Pegasus and Maringo for this, but Pegasus is in the front for this because finding a driving errors is little tough you because we simply as humans we can't even tell like if the driver was late in 10 meters or he was late in 5 meters. So it's a very minuscule and very minute difference. So which is why Pegasus has a better hand on finding driver errors, and it simply and it divides your errors in some sections, and you can also just uh, click on the timestamp. It'll take you to the section where the driver made an error. And the second feature we thought of is what's the best moments where the driver actually did a good job. And for this, the front foot model is Moringo because it can tell it's very hard. It's not very hard to tell what he did right because it can see each and every frame, and it can tell that if it's looking good, then yeah, it's a good movement. So like this too, as a Pegasus, you can just click on the timestamps and it can tell where the driver did a good performance. And then we thought of how about just giving a proper summary of a, of the whole onboard lab. So we made a coaching report, and we are using the Pegasus and Grok, which are both of them are little uh, goes towards a semantic analysis, where we are giving the driver points out of 10, and so the driver knows where it is not it where it is lacking and where it is good, and what and where it can do the work to improve his timing. And in the it also tells you a little bit about their driving style. So according to this video, the report is saying the driver is a little aggressive. He likes to take little more risks when he's driving. Driver is very close to the boundary of the racing line. So if that's actually gives him more upper hand when the driver is overtaking, but also, it's also risky if he missed by a few millimeters in terms of braking. The driver can go off track. So this is what aggressive driver means. And we also added a little bit of a chatbot where they can just ask. So here, with Band, Pegasus is just using all these data and all the report and all everything is just going to analyze and will give a good verdict. I think it should be here. Yeah. So yes, you can improve your lap time, optimizing your cornering technique and maintaining, because it's aggressive driver, it makes sense that the cornering technique has to be very precise. Otherwise, driver can go off track, and consistent throttle. And there are key movements where the driver made a mistake and they can get improved in that. So coming back to the presentation, it's we also thought about the motorsports. Why don't if we karting is we saw that results in the karting, and thought we can also try employing a motorsport video. And motorsport esports is a very big billion-dollar industry where they have uh, they have a lot of users, and it's not and it's very competitive. And by the estimation, it's around 1.2 billion as a market size, and it's also growing by 12% each year. And so we thought if the market is this big and it's very competitive, so to give a lot of drivers would need need a little edge to improve. So this is a video of an F125 a game. Uh, and it's the same analysis, but in this we thought of adding a lap breakdown because it's little easier, because in F1 track you can clearly tell where's the starting point and where's the ending point. So it can tell where the lap is starting and lap is ending. So the driver can look and can see which laps are better and which laps are not good. So this is another lap breakdown we added, and rest is almost similar, but this feature, we thought it's a pretty good addition to this. And they can also just go and just see in the video player on which lap, if they want to see a particular lap where they actually felt, okay, I was pretty good in this lap, or I messed up in this lap, so they can just go and click to the video player. So the future, we are thinking, because we're seeing a good results and good reports for karting and F125 video game, we thinking we just like to also upload all on-board laps sports like cycling. There is rallying racing and a lot of sim racing. So a lot of onboard footage is available, and we're thinking to mm, making it more available for more sports. So yeah, so this is what PitLane AI is.
Awesome. Right. Thanks, Aditya and Pankhuri. Really, really exciting application. And I also really like sort of the design, how clean it is with all the markdown, breakpoints. And I think with the recent, so we actually have a new version of Pegasus we released, I think, 2 weeks ago. And it's actually like purposely built for segmentation and time-based metadata, so you can get even more reliable, structure JSON output, by defining it in the prompt. So, you know, I think for these use cases here, where you try to like segment the video based on the arrows and the improvement, using that new version will be even more accurate. Great.
I definitely want to try that out. So yeah, we'll see. I'll definitely want to try that out on this. Yes. But
Yep.
thank you so much. Yes. Any other questions or?
I don't see any question right now from the audience, but like if there's any, feel free to just put on the chat, and then Aditya and Pankhuri, they can provide the answer.
Okay.
Great.
Yeah. But thank you so much, James.
Yeah,
Yes.
thanks, guys. Appreciate it. All right. The third group, Uday and Antara, and Hannah, you guys want to get started?
Yeah. I think Antara might be sharing her screen.
Yeah, I'll share my screen.
Yep. Also, Aditya, can you start sharing the screen so this group can present? Can you share the screen?
I think I'm not able to because they're still presenting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Adit-
trying. Sorry, I don't know why it's not letting me. Okay, let me just leave the meeting. Maybe that will help.
Okay, you guys should be able to share now.
Yeah. Before we start off, I'm Antara Chhabra. I'm from UCSD and I'm majoring in computer science.
I'm Arhana. I'm a math CS major in my freshman year in UCSD.
Hi, I'm Uday Nain, and I'm a computer engineering sophomore at UCSD.
Okay, we'll start. So you're in the middle of a match of table tennis. A ping pong ball is flying at you at 60 miles an hour, and your task is to hit it. But here's the twist. You can't see the ball. You have to be close and you have to hit the ball like that. Do you feel lost? Helpless? Scared? Well, we feel you. We are WeSeeOn because life isn't about what you see, it is about how you see it. Vision is more than sight. So, what we've done is we've built a system that turns vision-based sports into sensory experiences using a TwelveLabs integrated platform combining data analysis with sound and haptics. Our goal is simple. It is to make sports playable for everyone, not just those who can see. Why? Because there are a million people for whom this was not just a challenge, it is life. And somewhere in that million is a player waiting for the table to be set up for them to play. Our mission is simple. It is to make sports playable for everyone, not just for those who can see. Here is a little demo video of our product.
Stand in starting position.
Is this audible? I just want to make sure it's audible to everyone. Yep. Okay.
Center calibrated. Place racket on table. Great shot. Spectacular shot. Nice shot. You missed. Try again. Score update 19 hit, 1 missed, out of 20 balls. Beautiful hit. Maintain a full follow through to maximize control and power in the final shots. Racket out of view. Hold for 6 seconds to end the game, or bring it back to continue. Game has ended. Generating detailed coaching tips for your gameplay. Session complete. You hit 20 out of 21 balls. Your swing is well coordinated, maintaining a consistent rhythm throughout the clip. Focus on keeping your elbow position more stable to improve accuracy. Your follow-through could be more pronounced to enhance power. Maintain eye contact with the ball to improve precision.
Okay, so how this basically works is that there is a webcam that is watching the ball and an AI is tracking where it's going. And instead of showing you, it tells your body. So basically, there's the x-axis and then there's the y-axis. So whether or not you have to go towards the left or the right, you comprehend it through sound. So if there's a sound playing from your left side, you'll go towards the left, and if it's coming from your right side, you'll obviously go towards the right. Now, how high the ball is, you feel it. So this is your racket. Your phone is basically your racket, and your phone starts buzzing into the height into your hand. So the more intense the vibration, you know that you're closer to where the ball is. There is a camera that is capturing everything happening on the table, and we're using TwelveLabs to basically turn that raw footage into understanding. Obviously, the location is like we understand the location from the audio and the haptics that I just explained. And after analyzing the video through TwelveLabs, we also have like a feedback report that you must have noticed through audio, of course, so that the player understands how they can improve and what is going wrong, what is going right, etc.
Great. So I'll be going over how we built it. I have a more like interactive, a more better visual way to present it. So as you can see, WeSeeOn basically combines computer vision with spatial audio and haptic feedback. And we have sort of like a closed loop guidance system running. There's a webcam watching the player. You have stereo speakers guiding the user left and right. And there's a phone vibration. This is what Arhana explained. So I'll be focusing more on how we actually built it. We have a perception stack. So Basically, on every frame, which is 30 per second, we have a YOLO V8 Nano that finds the player's shoulder's midpoint for the left and right positioning. And there's a second tracker that also finds the phone so that we can locate the racket and monitor how the player is hitting the ball. And the racket is always held face up, and it sort of displays like a solid green screen. And both these signals sort of feed a nine-state game loop that decides what feedback to send next, whether you want to steer left, steer right, raise the racket, lower it, or swing it, right? And TwelveLabs is basically our AI coach that's monitoring everything real time and generating a feedback report. And we will have like a dedicated slide that will be going over it. And we also have a feedback channel. We sort of had three simultaneous channels that reach the player. So we have the stereo audio, the sound device, that's equal power manning, and it sort of the player beeps left or right at different intensity levels depending on how far off the target they are. So for this, we use MQTT that pushes vibration commands to the phone over Hive MQ with sort of 5 intensity bands for height. And for voice, we make use of TwelveLabs and macOS is the speaker that announces like state changes, the score, and the coaching tips. And what actually holds it together is, okay, I'm going to go to the next slide. Yeah. Okay. What actually holds it together is Flask runs the backend. We have REST endpoints for like start, stop, state, and feedback. And we sort of have a backend thread that handles like TwelveLabs. So the gameplay is like never blocked and it's like simultaneously running. And again, the React on the front end has like 3 routes. That's like landing, the landing page, the live gameplay that you noticed, and a post-game dashboard that shows that the coach is analyzing with like obviously the dots, while TwelveLab processes the video and then it replaces it with the full coaching report. So this is just the architecture. All of this is also included on our GitHub repository.
So we're using 4 modalities. There's audio, haptic, feedbacks, and of course the AI. So as she mentioned, we're not only giving the users a platform to play, but also a coach to help them improve. So the first 2 layers, stereo audio and haptics, it's basically to handle the real game time. So where is the ball? How high is the ball? What is the score, etc. And then there are the layers that help you learn. So every swing, every miss, every point, etc. gets rallied into the scoreboard, and like we basically record all of this information. And the TwelveLabs multimodal video understanding analyzes this footage and it pulls out what matters, and it tells you that, oh, why do you keep missing the backhand? Maybe your positioning is off, maybe your response time is low, etc. And also it tells you what to adjust in the next round. So of course the sighted player can watch their own replays, our players can't. So we turn those replays into language and voice assisted coaching. And the voice basically tells you that, hey, you're moving towards the wrong side. And the post game dashboard also summarizes all of this.
So one of our biggest goals with WeSeeOn was going just beyond basic accessibility and creating something that would actively help players improve their gameplay. That's where TwelveLabs became very central to our project. During gameplay, we maintain a rolling video buffer and track shots using timestamps. So every 5 shots, we automatically extract a short gameplay clip, upload the video as an asset to TwelveLabs, and once it's finished processing, we retrieve the asset's current state and send it to TwelveLabs for analysis, and we're currently using Pegasus for that. Then it provides you one coaching tip, which is under 15 words, so that the user's gameplay isn't interrupted. And since the analysis runs asynchronously, the player can continue playing without any interruptions or any delays. What made TwelveLabs especially powerful for us was its ability to understand motion and gameplay through the video. And instead of just detecting objects or frames in the video, it can generate actual meaningful coaching insights using natural language. It also focuses on things like swing consistency, footwork, positioning, and even timing corrections. And at the end of the game, we upload the entire gameplay session and generate an even more detailed coaching review with strengths and critiques for the player. And the coaching review contains 4 points in total, so that it's still concise while being detailed enough for the user. The result is an accessibility system that doesn't just guide the player, but actually acts as an AI coach. So for our next steps, scalability, we already used to have a more hardware-centric product but we removed the belt to make it more scalable, and we want to continue to make it easier to play without having to buy or use additional hardware for no reason. And we actually started off wanting to make tennis more accessible, but due to the hackathon time limitations, we ended up working on table tennis, and we want to continue to use the same system to advance to more racket related games. For personalized coaching, we want the AI to be able to learn how you play over a long period of time so that it can give you more personalized tips. And for wearable haptics, we want to maybe use a wristband instead of a phone, or you just being able to use a physical racket. And we want to integrate difficulty levels in the game to make it more engaging, and then use our AI coach to advise the player on which difficulty level you should be playing on. Thank you.
That was our presentation. And do you see the WeSeeOn like vision? Yeah. Thank you.
Very cool. Thanks, guys. I think this application is quite unique in the sense that it actually showcase how video understanding can be combined with many other modalities, right? To your point about like using like haptics and voice and different vision systems. So yeah, it's a great demo, and you know uh, that's why I think we would love to see more and more of these to go beyond just like poor video analysis. Yeah.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, so we have one more presentation left. So last 10-15 minutes to close out the webinar. So yeah, Alex, do you wanna get started?
Sure thing.
Sure.
Can you guys just give me like 30 seconds to get this up and running? My
Yep, no
screen
worries.
share? Okay, great. Anyone needs to
Also,
take a quick bio break, you can do that right now.
the previous group, can you stop sharing the screen so that Alex can, yep, right.
Okay. 1 second. Oops. Okay, can you guys all see that?
Yep, we see it.
Okay, great. Okay, so this this presentation is going to be pretty quick. What I'm presenting here today, I'm not joined by my teammates, but my name is Alex, and I was a participant at the LA Hackathon, which was kind of media industry facing. So we had executives from a lot of the major studios, and the challenge was like, can we build something that the industry would actually be able to use in their workflow like right away? And so that was kind of the premise of it. There were three different sort of angles or tracks that we could have done. The track that we chose was compliance. And so Cleared is an AI tool that catches compliance violations in videos before they cost you money or your audience. So this is meant to solve a problem where every video creator, whether you're like a solo creator, a YouTube creator, for instance, you might have a situation where you've posted a video to YouTube, but it gets flagged because there's a song in the background that violates some license, or perhaps there's like a logo for some corporate brand that's in the background of your video. Suddenly your ad revenue is cut and you had no idea that you had even made that mistake. Um, and if you're a production agency, let's say you're delivering a video to a client, the legal team catches an issue after you've already done all of the production work. And now you're having to rush pay an editor to fix it, to re-export it, and then rush it back. And so your time and budget gets burned. And lastly, if you're a major studio, you might have a TV episode that's sitting in review for days because one reviewer, single reviewer, has to watch every single minute of the episode manually and log down at exactly what point, what happened, was there a logo, was there a song in the background, was there alcohol, was there something that's not appropriate for younger viewers. A single missed violation can delay the release and cost millions of dollars. And so compliance is a real issue. It's often something that people don't think about at the front of their mind, but it's something that is real, is costly, and important to get right. The cost of this again, so compliance mistakes are expensive at every level. Typically, this often takes like 8 hours to manually review one TV episode. The average cost of a single flagged episode in terms of labor is can cost you well over $1,000 in time, human labor time, and then the review ratio as far as like a human has to watch every single minute. So literally, it takes um, if it's a minute long video, it's going to take at least a minute because a human has to watch every single second of it. And so at 100 hours of new content per week, that's up to $15,000 in reviewer labor before a single fix is even made. That's just to watch it and look for issues. And so Cleared comes in as a solution. It's an AI-powered compliance reviewer. Think of it like a proofreader, but for your videos. So instead of catching spelling mistakes, it catches everything that could get your content flagged, blocked, or fined. It finds the issue by scanning your video, pinpoint the exact moment something is wrong down to the exact second. It's going to explain why. It's going to tell you exactly which platform rule or regulation rule that was triggered in plain language. And then it's going to go a couple steps further. It's actually going to suggest the fix for you with 4 ready-made options to replace or correct the flagged moment without having an editor in the process. And then it's going to finally give you a clean export of a report or an edit-ready file that the team can take straight into any video's editing software. There's going to be 3 steps. You upload the video, you drop in any video file. You choose where its destination is. So if it's going to go, is it going to go to YouTube? Is it going to go to TikTok? Is it Netflix? Is it broadcast television? Which countries, what regions is it going to? The AI is going to take those parameters, take those rules and regulations, and then apply and watch the whole video, the visuals, the audio, and apply it against those rule sets. And it's going to do that within minutes, not hours. And it's going to find every single moment that could cause you a problem and explain what the rule violation is. And then lastly, you fix, approve, and ship. So you review each flag, you choose the fix or whether to just ignore it, and then export a clean version. And or you can send that report straight to your editing software and do everything there. So that's also an option for you or the team, depending on the workflow. Again, yeah, so who's it for? It's for everyone from a bedroom creator making their YouTube videos all the way to major Hollywood studios and everyone in between. And the result is that what used to take an entire workday or an entire work week now takes 12 minutes. So all that time in manual review for every episode, all that money being spent for a compliance reviewer, all that time for the editor to make those additional fixes, all that is now disrupted. We can collapse all that into a much simpler process that takes, let's say, 12 minutes to review, and cost you a lot less. And also, there's no human error involved. So yeah, so we look at compliance as not just a legal problem, it's also a revenue problem, and that's the problem that we're here to solve. So that's kind of the story behind Cleared. And here is the actual app. So let's see. So you have, let me pull up my notes as well so I can walk through. So the pitch in one line is basically you drop a video in, you get back a list of every compliance issue with the time codes. You can fix them in apps, in app, or export the cleared version. So you can either just manually upload a video here, like for this one. Here's a couple different examples. Let's go with this one. You can also look through your TwelveLabs library and see if there's a video in there that you'd like to choose from. A lot of major studios or video production teams use media asset libraries. Like there's one called Iconic. And so you can actually look through your own media asset library. This is a tool that's commonly used in the industry, and select from there. So we have a few different ways to source and upload and bring in the video. In this case, I just uploaded the one that we had in our file. And then here you select like which target platform. Where is this going to be distributed? Is it going to YouTube? Is it going to TikTok? Is it Instagram? Is it Netflix? Maybe even the Las Vegas Sphere. And then finally, you choose the jurisdiction. So is it like the US FCC regulations? Is it going to European audience, either UK, France, Canada? And so there are these different jurisdictions. Maybe it's all of them. And then lastly, we did also include a custom rules parameter. So you could say something like, hey, we don't, no visible tattoos in this particular episode, or, there's no, competitor products in the frame. Like if you have a sponsor for your, sporting event, and you're not allowed to have, any competing alcohol sponsor or something like that, then you can, include that rule in here. And then TwelveLabs is going to do this amazing work behind the scenes to detect that and run it. And so. So here are where you'd get your compliance findings. So, you know, you might see something like, hey, this is like not okay for minors. You have an unblurred minor's face visible in the background at a playground scene. Um, and so you can either choose to approve, to reject, or escalate this, or which is essentially like flagging it. And then here are the three fixes. So you can blur it out, you can bleep it out, or you can also do an AI fix. And so this is where we use LTX. It's just kind of an experimental feature. Let's see if it generates in time, but essentially you'd be able to replace or fix a scene with AI. And so this is using some video generation models from LTX. Um, let's see. And so, yeah, you get kind of a timestamp series of compliance findings. You can see on the playback exactly where those issues show up. You can scrub and scroll through based on the flags itself. And so this is kind of like where most of the action's happening. This is kind of where you can see a summary view on a table of like all of the compliance findings. For example, like, hey, there's a music violation. You're using a song from The Weekend. That's going to show up here. You might see hey, there's this B-roll, it's licensed from Shutterstock. Like you need to make sure that is compliant and cleared as well. Like you have the rights to use that footage, etc. All of that is viewable here. And then yeah, and then this is the approve and send tab. So you can actually generate a compliance report. So this is what it might look like. This is kind of the PDF version, report version of the analysis. So, it'll say which video it is, the date, kind of the overall risk score of this particular video, the platform's jurisdictions, the rule sets, etc. Each of the findings summarized, and then kind of the rights and clearances section as well. And so you can imagine like printing this out, sending it to a legal team, sending it to an editor, sending it to anyone who needs to be the producer, whoever needs to be involved in that process. You can get it as a PDF or as a markdown file. And here below that is kind of the oh, and then also you can export it directly from here as well, in different media formats. So you might have a H.264 encoding. You might want to send it directly to your media asset library as well. And so a range of different export options if you choose to take that path. Let's see. Yeah, this is kind of a manual annotation section. But yeah, let me see. Is there anything else to emphasize? Duh, duh, duh. I guess just a quick shout out to 12Labs, which is really the hero here. There's a number of different APIs or different pieces of technology in this tech stack. But why Pegasus the 12Labs model we're using here is Pegasus. Um, and it's reasoning across the visual content through time, so not just per frame, but across entire cuts, motion, continuity. Um, what this enables that no other video model can do, or no other AI model can do, is that one, the time codes are actually going to be right, as opposed to other systems that are going to be guessing time codes by mapping like specific frames or transcript chunks, which can often drift. Pegasus is actually producing accurate time codes that match the exact moment of the violation, and you can see how that might be really important for production teams. Um, let's see. I think and also like cross-modal violations. So like for example, like you might have a really nuanced situation where it's not about just like that alcohol was detected on the screen. It's also about the combination of like alcohol with a specific emotional cue in the audio, like people are laughing or it's social bonding. Pegasus is smart enough to know that catch that nuance as well. Um, and so, yeah, I won't go too deep on all the cool things that Pegasus is doing, but yeah, there's a number of reasons why the Pegasus model is actually, singular in its ability to, make sense of what's going on in the video. So with that, um, yeah, I'll end it there. Thank you guys for your attention.
Awesome. Yeah, thanks, Alex. Right on time. I yeah, I really like sort of the UI UX design that you and the team has been building here. It's very I guess like resonate right with the editors, M&E compliance folks who have to do this. Iconic is actually one another partner that we work very closely with, and we do have some plan to have like a native integration of our model
Hmm.
in their media asset management platform, right? So yeah, so
Wow, that's huge.
yep, I know they're pretty big in like streaming, and they have a lot of sport customers as well. And turns out like a lot of these sports team actually using Iconic for as the media asset management provider. So
Hmm.
so having those native integration will be very important. Um, and just
Right.
also like another note, maybe anyone is interested. probably this quarter, early during the summer, we have a couple more integration with video editing platform to be released, namely Adobe Premiere, Avid, and DaVinci. So some of the panels will be released like later,
Oh, wow.
like in Q2. So that way, you can actually benefit semantic search and video analysis, like structure output, all of that directly right inside the uh, like the NLE interfaces, right? So which will
Incredible.
be very, very interesting for the M&E builders here. Yeah.
Super exciting. Congratulations.
All right. Thanks, Alex. I appreciate it. Okay. Thanks everyone for sticking around. The recording of this session should be available for both the speakers and attendees probably like by early next week. We'll on YouTube. So we'll be sure to share the link that once it's up. And yeah, once again, we run this community webinar series on a weekly basis. So you find the content informative. We'd love to see you at the upcoming session. Thanks everyone, and hope you have a good rest of your Friday.
Thanks, James.
Cheers.
Thanks, James.
Cheers.
See you, everyone.
Thank you.